Welcome to the Yo-11 podcast. Yo-11 podcast, mostly Vegas, no BS casino experience and more. Michael Traeger is a casino and travel loyalty expert who also helps people turn their travel dreams into travel realities. How's it going, Michael?
It's going great. I'm back from Vegas. My short, full, fun trip to Vegas. It was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
I am in good spirits. I'm ready to come back to your hometown.
I bet. We just actually, a report went out that Las Vegas is down 81% in revenue over the last year.
Is it? I thought May was a good month.
They did the whole fiscal year ending June, and so there's going to be a lot of fee releases. I think they're going to need to start getting back to the old Vegas. I think all the nickel and diming has really caught up to them. Not to mention the local vloggers who live out here that don't want people to visit and always are trying to scare people away. But that's a tangent for another time, you know.
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that next episode. We'll talk the financial stuff. We'll get Melts to join us and talk that because he loves talking spreadsheets.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But Whirl-Wynn was sold out on Friday night. I think I told you that.
Yeah, it was, and they had this. We were walking through acres and acres of poker players for. I think WPT was in town.
Yeah, or the Wynn Summer Classic, I think is the call. But that was really cool. Yeah, that was really great. But Wynn was popping all weekend, pretty much. So I mean, nice busy. You know, things going on. Not Vegas is dead. Definitely not Vegas.
Didn't look dead at all when I was at Wynn. It didn't look near dead.
Well, I think that's going to become part of the problem. Wynn's still doing pretty well. I mean, you have a lot of properties in Vegas. That's it. But that's something for another time. We're just talking positivity.
Positivity.
Right. Positivity. And being in Wynn. And this was a unusual trip because I got my significant other to join me. So it was really, really cool. And we did a lot more than I usually do because I usually don't do multiple shows and things like that. But it was amazing. And I finally got to the Sphere. What
was your thoughts on it?
Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch, the witch is dead. Ding dong, the wicked. I thought it was great. It's an awesome venue. It's really cool. And it's actually really easy to walk to from Wynn South Entrance.
I did not know that.
Yeah. South Entrance, boom, right onto Sands. And you're right there, baby.
Nice.
Better than being at Venetian.
Oh boy. Shout out to Josh Duffy and to Marilyn.
Yeah, shout out. So anyway, are we going to jump into we're sort of teasing this now, but
well, yeah, we got there's no news because I was just way too busy, as you know, to get news done.
Yeah, we put together a lot of cool stuff here. So why don't we just jump into it?
All right, let's get on with the tease. Take it away, Michael.
Okay, we'll take it away. And I hope you enjoyed that slideshow. You like the little funky music on the slideshow? I assume that's there.
That's there, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I put a little. That's the recap of the trip. So this trip was my birthday trip, which was numerically very cool because this was. Well, I told you this was my Yo-11 birthday.
Yep.
Yo-11. Why was it Yo-11? Because it's a 5 and a 6, which is a yo. So it was my 56th birthday on 6/26/26, and I love all of those kind of number combinations. So that was really, really fun. And I actually had a wine from 2006 for my birthday dinner.
Nice.
And I started playing Baccarat on 6/26/26 at 6:26 a.m.
Wow. That is some dedication, man. That is some dedication.
That doesn't get more dedicated than that. But the trip started off. I didn't think I was. I was originally not getting to Vegas until very late Thursday night because myself and my partner were going to get to Vegas very late because of the way her day was and our day was. And then her day changed around and she had to go somewhere else. So we weren't able to fly together. So I decided to change it up a little bit. And I flew nonstop from Fort Lauderdale on JetBlue Mint. And that was really quite nice. It was great. Well, being a nonstop flight was nice. And JetBlue Mint is JetBlue's premium cabin. And I actually used points to do it. I had transferred points to the JetBlue program to redeem that because it was very last minute, and I canceled my other American Airlines award ticket. And it was great. They also have they have really good coffee, espresso and cappuccinos, which was great. I only had one of their cocktails. Sorry to disappoint, but it was a relatively early flight. It was about 9 a.m. So, and I wanted to rest a little bit and catch up on a few things, but it was super comfortable. The food was great. They do this like little small plates thing, and that was super. It was perfect. It was really nice. The seats are great. The staff is great. So it was wonderful. I've been on JetBlue Mint twice before, but this was really great. And actually I have to say, flying on JetBlue Mint to Vegas is just sort of a perfect way to arrive. And casino wife, Marilyn, loves flying JetBlue Mint from New York. So she was really happy to hear that I was on Mint. And I wound up getting in on Thursday at, I don't know, what was it, like 11 a.m. or something like that, 10 or 11, I think it was 11 a.m. on Thursday, instead of 11 p.m. at night. And that gave me the opportunity to see this dude, Movestro, and grab a quick lunch. But as Movestro knew, I was very tired because I had been up really late the night before catching up on work stuff. But we had a really nice lunch at, where did we have lunch, Movestro?
We went to Tableau. And I'm going
Tableau.
Pull up those pics now, I think. Let's see. Nope. Yep, there it is. And we had the prefix. Often,
you had the prefix.
Oh, I had the prefix.
I had a salad.
Yeah, you had a very healthy salad.
Yes,
I went for that prefix because it was such a bargain. I mean, it was all for like $55, and you can't go wrong with that. It's like it had three things. There's also a wine pairing. I didn't do the wine pairing. Well, you have appetizers. You have a choice of white asparagus soup, burrata, or steak tartare. So I went for the steak tartare. For the entree choices, you have English pea risotto, seared big-eyed tuna, niçoise, and niçoise.
Do you eat niçoise salad at Fontainebleau?
Fontainebleau. And they also had the grilled short rib, which is what I went for. So altogether, I had the steak tartare, the grilled short rib, and there was a tropical fruit dessert as well. And but look at that bread. That bread, though, the crunchy one, especially way at the back there, that thing was delightful. That was
it was great. The bread was great. Like you said, the prefix is it's either 55, it's 55 to 65. There's a slight supplement for the steak tartare, but the steak tartare was really good.
oh yeah.
Really, really good. And here's the thing. Okay, so we're looking at that steak tartare. The portions were huge
Hmm.
for a prefix meal. Like that steak tartare, I mean, you can even see how large it is. And it had cheese on it, right?
Yep. It had
And
like
it was
a shredded cheese on it.
delightful. Absolutely delightful. And what else did you think about it? Tell us about your food experience. Step through your prefix lunch, which you were kind enough to share some with me because there was so much food.
Well, that's and they hadn't brought your salad yet, so and you looked exhausted, so I was like, let me feed the man, you know. So, but yeah, the steak tartare was great. I've had it before with you before the renovation, so I knew what to expect, and it was great as always. Is nicely seasoned, hits all the notes. It's basically a steak sushi, pretty much. So yeah, we won't tell my doctor about that. But it was really good. Really good. A little sauce on the side there added some nice flavor to it. You see what the presentation is, and it was just delightful. And there was a lot of it. There was a lot of it. But I know that we mixed it up with these chips. Although I can't find those chips. Where are those chips? Oh man, I don't have the chips. Well, there are these delightful chips, and they're in the bowl next to
They
this.
were really good. They were like chips with little holes in them. How do you
Yeah, like
I'll call it
like waffle chips maybe or something
yeah.
like that, something in that style. And so it was just very light, and it just paired really well with the steak tartare. You put some of the steak tartare on there and had a nice crunch to it. It's very delightful. And then the short rib arrived, and look at the marbling on that. Just look at the marbling. Just, oh my goodness, it was to die for. Fantastic. Had this nice little schmear on the side of, I believe it was a sweet yam or something to that extent, or sweet potato, I think, something like that. Very tasty. The marbling though. That short rib. I can eat that forever. It was that good. Very very tender. It wasn't too chewy. It was just right. Like it was just right. They did everything just right with it. I would definitely 100% have that again for sure.
And also a huge portion. Once again, like this is not like you would think that they're doing this 3-course prefix for $55 and that they're going to give you these super tiny portions. Like this is like quite a nice lunch.
Yeah, that short rib was chunky. It was very chunky. It was thick. Like can't really make sense out of it with the picture because of how big the plate is, but it was chunky.
And remember, you have all this other wonderful bread too,
Yep.
which is great. I mean, for lunch, it was quite decadent. And then you had actually, I thought the most interesting part was your dessert, which was super cool.
Look how if for those who can see this at home, look how nicely diced everything is, minced
That's
almost.
fruit.
And
That's
it's fruit. Yeah. And I don't know how they did it. I don't
I'm
know how they
telling
did
you, there's a guy who does this little dicing, tiny dicing that cannot be done in a food processor. That has to be done by hand.
perfectly formed, squared and rectangles, just so nicely done. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's Wynn impresses. And so this is something for people to keep in mind. Tableau, which is on the Wynn South Side in Wynn Tower Suites, is a restaurant mostly known for breakfast and brunch, but they do serve lunch also. They serve till around, I think, 3 o'clock, actually. They serve till 3 o'clock lunch. They also provide the food and beverage for the Wynn Tower Suites pool, so that's good to keep in mind there. That's why the Tower Suites pool has some of the yummiest food at a pool in Las Vegas. But you know what? You can get a 3-course. And if you made this your main meal of the day, if you didn't do a big breakfast and you did a 3-course meal, it's a totally fair meal for that price. It's actually like sort of phenomenal. And another thing for those who love alcohol with their lunch, you can get an unlimited mimosa package for $35 on top of that at Tableau. Or you could do a wine pairing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Definitely people who haven't thought of doing lunch at Tableau, this prefix is a knockout. And I have not heard anyone speak about this. So when people say Vegas is not a good deal, I don't know where you're going to find food of this quality in a 3-course menu. I don't know anywhere. That's it's a great deal, and I think that's one of the fascinating things about Vegas. Sometimes is the deals are out there, even at the nice places. You just sort of need to know where to look for them, because everyone likes to do the shock and awe, like you were talking about, Movestro, where they're like, look how expensive this is, look how crazy this is. But you know what? There is value to be had, and there's luxury value, which is the best kind of value.
Indeed.
So let's see, what are we moving on to there? So I was super tired, and that was Friday night. So I think I took a nap. You left. I took a nap for a while. My darling showed up finally late at night, and I went to bed early. And the main reason why I went to bed early is because Friday was my birthday, and I wanted to be at the Baccarat table at 6:20, 6:26. So that was wonderful. And I had a great, it was a fascinating first show. it was all over the place, and I was down quite a bit, and I brought myself back to even. And I've learned my new rule that I should probably just play one shoe of Baccarat. But since I was enjoying myself so much, I played another shoe, and that one wasn't as pretty. But that first shoe had this really strange situation where there was not a tie bet for a very long time, and I really felt that the tie was coming, because this is what you feel when you play Baccarat, because this is just what happens. And I wound up winning a tie bet, and then I wound up winning 7 tie bets on that shoe for the rest of the show. It was absolutely sort of insane. I think it's actually in the slideshow. There was that tie, all those ties that I hit. It was really, really cool. Great session, wonderful dealers, same dealers that I know, everyone. It really feels like home. I play on the encore side. Great Baccarat situation. Just very, very chill. Also, you get some interesting players who phase in and out of the tables, so you get some interesting characters. They're wonderful with the comp champagne, non-vintage champagne. I did not have any of the lychee martinis. I kept it all champagne, and of course my iced espresso. So that was really sort of awesome. I don't know. Did you have some other slides and things that do you want to show some of those, and I can because then I'll speak about them, or is that not it? Or do you want to ask me questions?
So the other slides I have is your excess nightclub montage. I also have the 5 favorite pictures thingy.
Oh, okay. So we'll do that. We'll do the 5 favorite pictures at the end. So I'm just going to move this along a little bit. So I had a great time playing Baccarat. And then I played some craps. Baccarat was not financially successful. Craps was also better. It was like sort of even. But what was really interesting at craps is I loved this dude who came up to the table, and he was there for a total of 20 minutes, and he bought in for $10,000, and he had purple chips on the line that he was betting, which are $500 chips, and things were going sort of okay then, and it was going quite well for me also. And he basically he went through a couple of rolls. We had some good points. He got some good numbers. He was also doing some $100 hard ways, and boom, 20 minutes later, he's like, you know what, I'm done. And he colored up from $10,000 with it. This is 20 minutes to 21,600.
Nice.
And I remember this really well. And he tipped the dealers the 600.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was sort of fun. Great. You run into some great characters sometimes. So that was great. And then I had all of my appointments on Saturday. So I was doing my shave and getting a haircut. as well as getting manicure and pedicure. So that stuff was really great. I should talk more about Wynn's salon, but getting shaves, guys, you got to get your shave there. Have you? I'm gonna get you a shave there, Movestro. Have you ever had a shave at Wynn before?
No, I usually just shave in my bathroom.
It's so nice. So nice. So that was wonderful. And then rested up a little bit. And I had my birthday dinner at Delilah. And that was absolutely wonderful. It was everything that we love about Delilah, and it was just a magical, incredible evening. We had a great view of the stage. I can't say enough good things about it. I really I just can't say enough about it. And we did go crazy. We had a wonderful wine with dinner, which was a 2006 Dal Forno Valpolicella uh, Monte Lodeletto. I always have trouble with the end of that name, and that wine was chosen by Christy Norman, and we went by a couple of
Wow.
things. I was leaning towards a Amarone, but this one actually could be an Amarone, but because of classifications and stuff, it isn't. So it's a really lovely, lovely Italian red wine. Christy picked it. They used the most cool decanters there. Did you see a picture of those decanters? It was in the slideshow, but that decanter is crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And our dinner was interesting. We had a stone fruit salad, so it was like a fruit kind of salad, and of course got pigs in a blanket, rack of lamb, and one of the standouts, they had these foraged mushrooms, and the roasted mushrooms were so good. But it's just such a great special occasion kind of place to go. A dinner, we were there well over 2 hours. We were there about 2.5 hours. And even though they tell you you're only supposed to have your table for 2 hours, they're pretty chill about it. Place was pretty crowded, almost completely full or completely full. And the music was great. The vibe was great. Just a absolutely wonderful, wonderful evening. And we cut it off. I think we wandered around the casino a little bit afterwards. But since we knew that we were going to XS on Saturday, we didn't want to be out really, really late on Friday night, even though it was my birthday. So that's what we sort of did. We just sort of cut up early. And also Saturday was a really busy day because we also went to the Sphere to the Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. And I played craps on Saturday. So Saturday was craps, Wizard of Oz, and dinner at. Do you know where dinner was on Saturday, Movestro?
If I had to guess, I would say
Yes.
Wing Lei.
And dinner was at Wing Lei, which is another one of my favorites. They have a new chef who is a Michelin 2-star chef from Macau. And did you know what Wing Lei means?
Actually, no, I don't know what it means.
It means forever prosperous.
Oh, I had no idea. Now I know.
And did you know the trees in the garden? You know that garden you see, that beautiful Steve Wynn, Roger Thomas garden that you can see it at Wing Lei? Did you know those are pomegranate trees that are 100 years old that were brought in from China?
That's nuts. 100 years old?
They're 100-year-old pomegranate trees, and they have pomegranates on them. They're like real pomegranate trees.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
little Wing Lei. And of course, dinner at Wing Lei was duck. Because you have to have the duck. And we also had a great cabbage salad, fried rice, and really good eggplant, which was like flash fried, and then also put in a sauce. Really, really great stuff. So wonderful night at Wing Lei. And then after Wing Lei, wandered around the casino a little bit and went over to XS to see who did I see at XS?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you saw deadmau5 at XS.
That's right. And I think you have a little bit on that. And for those who don't, explain the music genre and explain deadmau5. You see, you're better at this kind of stuff than I am, Movestro. Come on, you're our entertainment guy. Come in and explain the origins of deadmau5.
deadmau5 basically does electronic music, which falls under the umbrella of EDM. And EDM isn't a genre; it's more of an umbrella for a lot of other genres of music that is considered electronic music. deadmau5 is considered to be one of the pioneers of the genre. He started way back in the day. It's an interesting story. He just hung around a lot with people who knew computers and knew music, and he started teaching himself and ended up on forums. He got his name deadmau5 because something caused his computer to die. Like something messed up his computer and died, and he basically had to open up his computer to see what was causing the problem, and it was a dead mouse. Thus, everyone on the forum started calling him deadmau5, and that's how he got his name.
I never knew that. That's awesome. Yep. That's great. And he's great. And he is a pioneer. I mean, he's not a young man. He's 45 years old.
Something like that, yeah.
Which makes sense because I was into him over 20 years ago. So that was it. So you put together, tell us a little bit about the video you put together, and you can show it. I love it. I love it when you're so good at all the entertainment. You're our entertainment person.
Sure. So basically, it's footage and pictures that you've taken during your night at XS. So we got the footage on the left, and we got a slideshow of images on the right. Unfortunately, we had to replace deadmau5's music because we would get a copyright strike, but that is what it is. We got something of the same kind of tempo and everything. So I'm going to just go ahead and pop it on. I'm pretty sure you could keep talking over this if you want to. So.
Okay, cool. Well, we can talk a little, or you could talk a little about like what you see too.
All righty, here we go.
Oh, you're showing the there he is, and he has that hat, that mouse hat he puts on. And you saw the gaming tables. They have gaming at XS. The craps table was not open, but they have blackjack. Blackjack $100 tables are 3-2 blackjack. The $25 tables are 6-5 blackjack. And XS is out by the Encore pool. XS is only operating outside now. It is the interior of XS. What was this? The story is that they're basically redoing the interior of XS. So this is all like XS outside, because they had like the stage inside and outside. So this is all outside stage and everything is outside. And it's really a lovely area. We got really lucky on Saturday night because there was a beautiful breeze. I don't know if you checked out the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I also like to say that they don't rip you off on drinks there.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, if you saw the drink prices, I like to bring that out. Someone had a happy birthday sign up there, and it is really cool. And there's the gaming tables. So they have like a little gazebo. I came up with the word. That's right, gazebo thing there. And that's bottle service. Got some little bottle service pictures there. But you can see deadmau5. And it's really cool. And the graphics are really cool on top. I love that graphic going on right now.
Me too.
And it really all aligns perfectly with the music. And I love the gaming table area. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, that is cool. I was concerned that they were going to get rid of it during XS outside because they're renovating. So I was wondering if they would keep the gaming tables. Well, I'm glad to see that they did.
Yeah, well, and they're really just renovating inside. What's cool also, they have these little things that they put on cards to keep them from blowing away because there was a nice little breeze, which I think is really sort of cool. That's the Encore. That's so you were entering by espresso all the way at the end of Encore near the check-in desk, which you wouldn't regularly do just because you can't enter through the regular XS entrance. So you get to see the Wynn pool. So you go past the Encore. You go past the Encore pool. But look how serene it is at night with the palm trees and everything.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Sort of beautiful. It's it really is gorgeous. And if you see, that was the price for 2 drinks. So they don't really rip you off on the drinks, which is pretty cool. And admission, I got free admission because of Black Card, but even then, the expedited admission is $100 for deadmau5. Guys are 50 and women are 30, but there can be a relatively long line, so you need to keep that. That's why they have the $100 expedited admission kind of thing going on there.
It's like the fast pass at Disney World.
Yeah, it's the fast pass. And I would say if the guy price is like $50, that's sort of in the moderate level. I think some of the performers at XS guys are 70 or 100. It's sort of in that range. I do think clubs are not as big of a thing as they used to be, though. I hear Omnia is really a thing now, so especially the day club. But what do you think, Movestro, about that? Are clubs not as popular as they used to be? Is it sort of shifted, or what is really popular now?
You're on target with Omnia. It's doing really well, and a lot of the locals end up going there as well. So it isn't just like being flooded with tourists. It's like, it seems to be that the locals really like it as well. A lot of the young folk like to go out to Omnia and pay it some patronage. So Omnia's doing good, and it's got really good word of mouth amongst the Ute.
The Ute, yeah, I know. Well, that's where I think that, when I think of deadmau5, I mean, God, it's years. I mean, you're an old man when you're like, God, I've been following that guy for well over 20 years. So that's a little crazy, right?
No, it's just a passage of time. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, what was sort of cool, we went out to see who started at XS, and then we went to the dueling pianos at Encore, at the dueling pianos bar, and then we came back to XS because deadmau5 didn't come on to. What time do you think he came on? You probably nailed this.
Well, what time was he scheduled to be there?
I think he was scheduled about the time he came on.
Oh, very punctual of him. That's nice. What was it, like 10, 11 o'clock?
No, 1:30 in the morning.
Holy, wow. Okay.
So basically the opener was like whoever was there. We didn't get there as early as 10. The person who was there before him was there from like 10 to 1:30. So he came on at around 1:30 and was on from 1:30 to 3:30.
That's interesting. So he had to get on there and not play any deadmau5 music for 3.5 hours. Because that's what you do as the opener. Your job is to not play music from the artist you're opening for, because that's thunder stealing and it's disrespectful in the DJ world. So you're not supposed to do that. So he had to play just about anything he could, but not that must have been annoying.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that was great. And guess what I did afterwards? I went and played video poker.
Oh, cool.
4 o'clock in the morning, because that's the perfect. I had my favorite machine, and I could do nothing wrong. I had so many great hands of video poker. It was good. It was a nice win. I locked up close to $2,000 in that nice video poker session, and I had a cognac and I had more black iced coffee because I can drink coffee all day long, and it was wonderful. And then I got to bed at the proper Vegas hour of 5:30 a.m.
There you go. That's Vegas.
Yeah, it was perfect. And I was playing my favorite 9-5, jacks are better, super times pay. I'm such a creature of habit with that kind of stuff. But it was an absolutely awesome machine. And I only slept like an hour or two because I knew I was going to be in a spa the next day. So that was okay. That worked out. I did go to we went to we went to Fontainebleau to Vita Vita at breakfast at Fontainebleau and a power walk, and that was on Saturday. So Saturday was really busy. We went to Vita at Fontainebleau, and we went to the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. I thought the Wizard of Oz is really good. I didn't realize this, but it makes total sense. They shortened the Wizard of Oz. Like, it's like an edited version.
Yeah, they did that for, well, time constraints, and also they can only come up with so many special effects for that thing at Sphere for that long. So it's the edited version.
I must say that Vita at Fontainebleau for breakfast was absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good. Have you heard of that place, or have you been there before? Because once I mentioned it, people are like, "Oh, that place is great." So I did. We did do a very little bit of stuff outside of Wynn. So the only places that we wound up going was basically Wynn. Exercise walk to Fontainebleau and breakfast at Vita, and also to Caesars, where we saw Absinthe on our ending night, which was amazing. I'm glad I finally saw it. You've probably seen Absinthe more than once.
I have not. I have not. And when I first went to Vegas, and Absence became a thing, it was only like $35 a ticket. And I kept saying, next trip I'm going to go. And I never freaking made it out there. But I did manage to right now pull up some pictures from Fontainebleau. So if you want, I can get those going for you.
Yeah, yeah. These are the Vita pictures? So this was breakfast at Vita, and it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous restaurant. I mean, Fontainebleau is a great property. I just don't have, being the Wynn fanboy I am, and I don't want to do that many more trips to Vegas. I just don't want to spread myself around to that many places. But this was a solid place for breakfast. We wound up there totally by accident. We didn't know where we were going to go, but this was a solid breakfast venue. Lovely, lovely menu, like great breakfast brunch menu, tons of great stuff. We got a really nice huevos ranchero that we shared. We also got a super amazing smoothie. It was a lychee smoothie, I think. They have matzo ball soup, by the way. Did you know they have matzo ball soup? It was a lychee. A pineapple lychee smoothie. Is that cool? And we added protein to it.
All right.
It was awesome. And we were seated right by all those clocks on the wall.
Oh, that is cool. That is so cool.
Isn't it? It was really great. This Vita joint is pretty good. I highly suggest it for breakfast. It was awesome. Probably good to get me away from Tableau. And that's what we decided to do. Like, let's take a walk and go somewhere different for breakfast. We didn't know where we were going to wind up. And it's just awesome. Oh, that we got a juice flight to start, and you can see the smoothie behind it. Look at that juice flight. Super cool. Super cool. Very Tableau-esque, as they say. And there we are at breakfast, and it was really, really nice. So it's a great restaurant. You need to try it. Look at that Huevos Ranchero. Pretty nice.
Wow. Oh yeah, the presentation
really
on there. Look at that. That's great presentation.
No, it was really great, and got the side of bacon. Bacon was very yummy. It wasn't super crisp bacon, but it was good. It was really good. It was actually it was crispy, but not too crispy. And there is your breakfast price to give you an idea. So basically $71, but we did share. So that's to keep in mind. So it's sort of, would you call it Tableau prices? I don't know if it's Tableau prices really. So what was the Huevos Ranchero was $28. So that's that's interesting when you start to think about that prefix for $55, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And where did I leave off? Oh, so then on Sunday, I basically played craps again in the morning because I wanted to have one final session. And dun dun dun, my final gambling, my final $200 of I had played like no slots the entire trip, just video poker, craps, and baccarat. Put in a couple hundred, and then I had my final $200. And guess what happened, Movestro? Autumn Moon. I love Autumn Moon. She loves me. Did you know Autumn Moon loves me?
I'm pretty sure you two have a thing for each other.
Yes. And you probably have a picture of that wonderful, not a tax form jackpot. Would have been a tax form.
Pulling one up right now.
Would have been a tax form, isn't. I needed 2 more for the $88,000 grand. That would have been just perfection. But It's sort of exciting to not play much slots and finally hit something at slots. And that was literally my final gamble. Nothing in the airport, nothing else. That was it. I was done with that. I took it down to $1,700, a few backup spins, and then I was basically we're putting our bags, at a 2:00 checkout, putting our bags in storage, and going to the spa for massages.
There's your auto moon picture.
Oh, look at that! Look at that grand, Malvestro. Look at that grand.
That's awesome.
88. Pretty exciting. So that was awesome. And then I got then basically spent the afternoon in a spa, got a great massage. I highly, highly recommend the Wynn Spa. The massage therapists are amazing. The whole vibe there is great. And what was really nice is we sort of worked it out there. So spent a day in the massage and day in the spa, and then basically have all of our stuff there, had stuff there to change for going out to Absinthe, and put some other stuff back with our bags, and put the rest of our bags in storage so that we could go over to Caesars. And we headed over to Caesars, and both Hawaiian Homie, my wonderful friend Marshall, and casino wife Marilyn highly, highly, highly suggested that we try Amalfi, which is a Bobby Flay restaurant. And they said it's wonderful, but we didn't have time to really have a full dinner because of Absinthe. But we got some appetizers at the bar, and that was wonderful. And I also had a glass of wine. Now the wine was compliments of Caesar's Diamond Plus. So you can use your Caesar's Diamond Plus drinks. You get 4 a day worth $25 at the Amalfi bar. So the drinks were compliments of Caesar's Diamond Plus status. And we also got a cocktail, and we got 2 really, really good appetizers. One was a tuna tartare. Well, the first one was these are squash blossoms, and they're deep fried. They're sort of flash fried blossoms of squash. Really, really good. We got that, and we shared a tuna tartare. So it was perfect. We only had about a half hour. They delivered it, and it was wonderful. By the way, for the show tickets, you need your Caesar's Diamond Benefit can get you Absinthe tickets. So there are 2 paths to getting Absinthe tickets. You can use your Caesar's Diamond Benefit, or you can use your Caesar's points if you didn't want to buy tickets. And we went, of course, the Caesar's comp, the record way, and we had tickets that were worth about $220 a ticket. And that was crazy, right? And that's, but, and also I used Caesar's comp dollars for Amalfi. So the evening was totally a comp evening. Amalfi drinks, Amalfi appetizer, and Absinthe. So, well, we bought a drink at Absinthe. So that was sort of cool. And Absinthe was amazing. It's sort of hard. You don't want to give it away, but it's like it's an adult circus kind of outrageous acrobatic thing. It is extremely lots of risky language. I'm trying to say how do you say it nicely?
Yeah, a lot of not safe for work language.
A lot of not safe for work language, but absolutely fucking hysterical. Really, really, really funny and really good. And they pick on the audience, and there's a ton of improv. Really good. So you don't want to sit in the really first rows. You want to sit a couple rows back unless you want to be picked on. And look what I got a picture of on my way over to Absinthe, which was at 7:00. So that's like at 6:45 at night.
Look at those balconies on the sides. I'm excited for that.
Are you ready? Do you know what date they're opening yet? They're opening next summer, right? I can't wait.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think the idea is next summer. We'll see, because there's still a lot of work to be done on the inside. But that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was in a tent. Absinthe is in a tent. It's right by Hell's Kitchen, between like Hell's Kitchen and the Caesars Porte Cochere. So it's a great tent, great environment. I wouldn't want to give away some of the lines and things like that, but it's a great show. You should just go. just go to it. I'm sorry I waited so long to go. It was phenomenal. I can't recommend it's highly recommended. And remember, you could use it as a Caesar's Diamond Benefits show, or you could of course use your Caesar's comp dollars. So it's probably one of the most valuable Caesar's Diamond benefits if you can, choose a date in which you can get tickets. Now remember, we got tickets like the day before because that's sort of the way we roll on this stuff. But that was awesome. And then we headed back to Wynn Las Vegas, and we thought we were going to go to Allegro. But then I said, hey, I really want you to see Pisces. So we went to Pisces and we sat at the bar, and the bar area at Pisces is super nice, and got dinner at Pisces at the bar. And we only had about 45 or 50 minutes for dinner. Actually, as we were finishing up dinner is when the car was supposed to take us to the airport, but I called them and that was fine. We had left a little bit of time, but I had my favorite Moroccan crab cigars. We had a great olive oil poached fish. And we also got an orzo, a really, really good orzo, which had like crisped Parmesan on it. So really, really good stuff. And literally finished at Pisces, went, we had 11:30 flight or something like that. And then went to Tower Suites, entrance, had them get our bags. They have a little room there, like a little lobby area where people wait for valet. And we were able to rearrange some of our bags. Yeah, there it is. So they brought our bags out. We were able to rearrange a couple of things. I actually changed shirts and things for the airplane. We're carry-on bag. And our lovely Phantom was waiting for us because Wynn likes to sometimes surprise and delight me with a Phantom. It is never a guarantee. But I was thrilled to see the Phantom. And was funny when we walked outside, there was a Phantom and a regular SUV, and I said, "Oh man, I bet I got the SUV." And they're like, "No, Michael, that is your Phantom right over there." And Look at the interior of that car. Look at the interior of that car.
There's no other interior like it. That thing is baller.
Rolls-Royce Phantom, top of the line Rolls-Royce. Wynn has the largest fleet of Phantoms in the world, and they're just an exquisite car. And Ellen was quite happy there. And I was happy too. And look at it. And we went to ground level, 0 level at the airport, which is which you can avoid all the check-in counters if you have carry-on bags, and go from that 0 level directly up to security. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
That's the secret bad entrance. And look at the license plate now for my Yo-11 birthday.
Yep. That's awesome. Like that, they couldn't have known.
It just was perfect. It just was absolutely perfect. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's such a way to leave Vegas. Such a way to end an amazing birthday weekend. I could not ask for more. One of the many things that keeps me loyal to Wynn and keeps me enjoying going there, also because it just feels so comfortable, and it's as wonderful as it ever is. And I don't care what anybody else says. I sometimes hear people complaining, but people complain about everything, and I'm not going to complain. I love Wynn. And then we were off on our flight on our red eye to Philadelphia and connecting back to Palm Beach. So that is, also Capital One Lounge. We hit the Capital One Lounge before our flight, and they've got great mocktails. We got a mocktail called the Pole Position at the Capital One Lounge, and that was super, super cool. And we did a functional add-on. Ooh, go back that one picture where during the pole position is. Yes, we did a functional add-on, which was Relax. So we got a pole position and then added on this relax powder to it. And then the next picture, you'll see the picture of the drink. And that was sort of cool. It was a really good wind down. It was a mocktail with this relax powder. Doesn't that look great? Isn't that great for an airport lounge?
Yeah.
I'm really into this mocktail thing because you're sort of like, I did have a glass of wine on the airplane, but I was sort of ready. And that's it. And we were off. We were off back to the East Coast. Not as comfortable as Mint. Definitely not as comfortable as Mint. And that is pretty much the weekend. Really great. Anything else you can think of, Movestro? Anything I missed? Anything that struck you at Wynn this weekend, or anything that you really any thoughts, pearls of wisdom about Wynn Las Vegas that something that you thought was different when you got there? Because they are working on a couple of things that they're working. Jardin, we don't know what's happening to Jardin right now. That's in process. Oh, the Tower Suites lobby is complete. Tower Suites lobby is absolutely lovely and complete, but the Tower Suites bar is not complete. We don't know what that's going to look like yet. So there are definitely a couple of things going on at Wynn. Oh, your favorite pictures. Do you want to put up your favorite pictures? You surprised me. You're choosing favorite pictures from my trip that I let you look at all the pictures, and I don't know what you chose.
All right. So on the left is favorite video, because you've got that lovely baller interior for your Rolls Royce Phantom, and you're passing by the Sphere, like you're right across the street from it. So that's pretty cool.
That's
what I like about the picture on the right, this was as you were flying into Las Vegas. And as someone who lives here, I don't get to experience that joy anymore of looking out the window and knowing that I am arriving in Las Vegas, my favorite place on earth, seeing it from the airplane window, filled with lots and lots of excitement. So when I saw this picture, it brought back a lot of good memories. So that's one of my favorite pictures. Coming up next is whatever this is. It just looks delicious.
That was the tuna tartare at Amalfi, and it was delicious. We need to go to Amalfi. We'll do a Caesars thing again. We'll do a Caesars thing again, but it was the tuna tartare at Amalfi. Really, really good.
I seem to have a thing for tartares lately. Is between the steak tartare, tuna tartare. I have to try that out. This is just, I love this picture. Everything about this picture is awesome. The coloring of it, it's very colorful. It's almost like an advertisement for Absinthe itself. And when I saw this one, I was like, well, that is awesome. So
thank you. And I did it. It was sort of on a whim. Like I just held my drink up and threw my camera up. Yeah, I actually really like that picture too. I'm glad you do. I thought you might like it.
Yeah, that one is awesome. I love it. This shot here of the guitar tower, you could just see how tall it is next to Mirage. That is crazy. That's just crazy how tall it is. And you can also see like the balconies on the left that they're working on. There's going to be balconies on the right as well. I wonder what the view is going to be like from those balconies. That's got to be something. And you can see that they're putting some work into the Mirage. They're redoing, well, formerly the Mirage, putting in the work on the rooms over there. Looks like it's pretty gutted right now. But it looks like they are going to be replacing all the gold windows with those blue windows. You could probably see it at the bottom of the Mirage there. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's going to, that's going to be interesting.
Mirage Rock.
Yep, Mirage Rock. I'm going to miss those gold windows, no lie, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And of course this one, the joy on your face, realizing that the license plate says Win11 for your Yo-11 birthday. So those are all the favorite pictures.
I love it. Well, thank you for doing that. Well, that was great. Well, this was a super fun episode that we've probably gone a little bit longer. As usual, I always tell people to email us at tips@travelzork.com. I want to hear from you if you like Wynn Las Vegas, and what you enjoy the most at Wynn Las Vegas, but even more so what you enjoy the most at your home casino. One of the things that I think is so interesting about Las Vegas is people have their home casino. And I know some people are really into Fontainebleau right now. I know some people are really into Bellagio or Aria. They have their casino that makes you feel at home. I want to know which casino that is. I know Casino Wife, that is Palazzo. And I think a couple of people like Vegas Duffy feel that way. And I just want to know, what is your casino home? So in the comments below, tell us, what is your casino home in Las Vegas? Your number one casino home. You could tell us your other casino homes too, but what's the property that you just love in Las Vegas? I would love to know that. And maybe if we get some responses, or if you prefer to email us at tips@travelzork.com, we'll talk about that a little bit next show. I have a bunch of different subjects lined up for shows, so I need to start working on that. But sort of put this trip report in there because it was just such a phenomenal trip, and I'm ready to go back, and I will, because I love Las Vegas. I can never get enough Las Vegas. It's absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, the best city in the world. And I've traveled to a lot of cities, and I'm standing by that. Las Vegas is still the best city in the world. It's still one of the best places for a vacation. And it's absolutely, incredibly the bestest, fantastical place to celebrate your birthday.
Before we get going, is there any pearls of wisdom you would like to share about Baccarat?
Yes. And I love to say this. Baccarat is not a verb. Never forget, Baccarat is not a verb, but rather a state of mind where you must isolate yourself from the physical in order to interpret fortune. And that's a quote that comes from one of my favorite books, Super Casino. And I think it's from Super Casino. It's a longer quote. It also mentions some other things, but you like that quote?
That's a great quote, yeah.
So there you have it. And we'll talk a little bit more about Baccarat, because I've got a couple of thoughts here. And did you know at Wynn on Encore side, their mini Baccarat game spreads from $50 to $25,000. So you could come in with $50 and get that bet all the way up to $25,000.
I think I would walk away long before 25,000.
Never leave a heater, okay? Never leave a heater. You are interpreting fortune, okay? Yo, bitches, you never leave a heater. That's for sure. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this trip report. Once again, I want to hear about your casino home. I want to hear about your casino home too, Movestro. So you can write in about that.
Will do. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Luxury travel booking, travelzork.travel. Visit us at travelzork.travel to plan your next amazing vacation, not just to Las Vegas, but anywhere in the world. And feel free to join us on social media. The conversation is always open, and we're easy to find. All socials are at travelzork. We'll see you next time.